we became the best later on by our play. Caitlin still has to play great to become the best WNBA player.
And she's going to have her own shoe, which to me, I mean, it's genius to be able to sign her up because
remember when you were just starting out in your career? The pressure, the expectations, the fear of messing up. Now imagine doing all that under the spotlight with millions watching your every move. That's Caitlin Clark's reality right now. But she's got an unexpected ally in her corner, Larry Bird. He's been there, done that, and he's got some words of wisdom for Clark. Want to know what they are? Trust me, it's advice we could all use in our lives. You know what's crazy? Larry Bird, the legend himself, sees a mirror image in Caitlin Clark. It's not just some random comparison. Bird's actually calling her the female Larry Bird. That's insane. We're talking about one of the greatest players ever saying Clark's got what he had. Let's break it down. Clark's game is like a carbon copy of Bird's. The way she shoots, her insane passing skills, and that court vision that seems almost supernatural. Bird's watching her play and he's like, yep, that's me out there.
And great passers. So I see the comparison there. And it is interesting to see if she follows the career of Larry Bird, where he gets 3 MVPs in a row and 3 titles.
He even said her floor game is as impressive. Coming from Larry Legend, that's not just a compliment. It's like being knighted in basketball royalty. But hold up, because some folks are saying it's not just about skill. There's this whole race thing going on. Clark's getting attention that some think other players deserve too. It's stirring up conversations about who gets the spotlight in women's basketball and why. Here's the thing though, Bird wasn't just good back in the day. He changed how people saw the entire game of basketball. And now Clark's doing the same thing for the WNBA. Bird came into the NBA and suddenly the Celtics went from May to amazing.
But if you really watch like her floor game is as impressive, so it's kind of the total package.
Clark, she's bringing that same magic to the Indiana Fever. Let's talk numbers for a second. Clark's averaging over 20 points and 7 assists. As a rookie, that's not just good, it's ridiculous. Bird's rookie year, he was putting up 21.3 points, 10.4 rebounds, and 4.5 assists. Clark's right there with him, matching that rookie impact. But here's the real kicker. It's not just about the stats. It's about how Clark plays the game. She's got that something special, that X factor that makes people stop and watch.
You cannot deny the connectivity of Caitlin Clark playing basketball and people wanting to watch. If she's playing, they will come, they will watch the game.
Bird had it too. He made people who never cared about basketball suddenly tune in. Now Clark's doing that for the WNBA. Bird's saying Clark could completely rewrite the WNBA's future. We're talking new fans, new energy, the whole shebang. Remember how Bird and Magic Johnson turned the NBA into must-see TV in the 80s?
Caitlin is the most popular WNBA player, but she's not the best at this time. Just like Larry and I were not the best when we entered.
Clark might just do that for women's basketball, but with all this hype, you gotta wonder, can Clark handle the pressure? I mean, imagine being 22 and suddenly you're the face of an entire league. That's a lot to put on someone's shoulders. Bird's been there though. He knows what it's like to have all eyes on you, expecting greatness every single night. That's why Bird's advice to Clark is gold. Keep the head down and keep doing what she does best.
But for her individually, I don't think she should get involved on nothing that's being said. Just go have fun, enjoy.
He's basically saying, forget the noise, forget the comparisons, just play your game. Because at the end of the day, that's what made Bird a legend, and that's what could make Clark one too. Forget the noise, huh? Easier said than done when you're Caitlin Clark. This girl's not just breaking records, she's breaking the internet. But you know what they say about fame, right? It's a double-edged sword. And Clark, she's walking that razor's edge right now. Let's talk about that Nike deal. $28 million over 8 years. That's not just money, that's a statement.
And she's going to have her own shoe, which to me, I mean, it's genius to be able to sign her up because
Nor praised her for winning Rookie of the Year. Now, Nike signed Caitlin Clark back in April to a $28 million deal.
It's the biggest sponsorship contract ever for a women's basketball player. Clark's not just playing ball anymore, she's become a brand, and that brand is bringing eyeballs to the WNBA like never before. But here's where it gets complicated. All this attention on Clark, it's stirring up some serious conversations about race and marketability in women's basketball. Aja Wilson, one of the WNBA's biggest stars, didn't hold back. She said, "It really is because you can be top-notch at what you are as a black woman, but yet maybe that's something that people don't want to see." Ouch. That's not just criticism, that's a spotlight on a whole system. And it's not just Wilson, the whole league is buzzing. Remember when Clark's preseason game was streamed but other players weren't? Yeah, that didn't go unnoticed. People are asking questions about fairness, about who gets the spotlight and why.
You bet your ass there is a Caitlin Clark effect on all of basketball, and especially on women's basketball.
It's like Clark's success is holding up a mirror to the whole league, and not everyone likes what they're seeing. Even Serena Williams chimed in with a bit of humor that cuts deep. She said Clark's like Larry Bird because white people are really crazy about you. It's funny, but it's also a sharp reminder of the racial dynamics at play.
We became the best later on by our play. Caitlin still has to play great to become the best WNBA player.
Clark's trying to stay above it all, but you gotta wonder how much of this noise is getting through. She said, "I think Angel would say the same, like it's not just us in women's basketball. That's not the only competitive thing about where our game is at, and that's what makes it so good." She's trying to keep the focus on the game, but the conversation keeps coming back to race and marketability. So here's the million-dollar question. Can Clark's success lift up the whole league, or is it just going to highlight the inequalities that already exist? Because here's the thing, Clark's not just playing for herself anymore. Every move she makes, every shot she takes, it's all under the microscope, and it's not just about basketball, it's about race, it's about gender, it's about who gets to be the face of a sport. LeBron's advice to ignore the chatter sounds great, but when the chatter is about systemic issues in your sport, that's not so easy to tune out. Clark's in a position where her success could change the game for everyone, but it's also shining a light on some uncomfortable truths about women's basketball and sports in general. One thing's for sure, the WNBA will never be the same after Caitlin Clark. The real question is, will that change be for better or for worse? And can Clark handle being at the center of it all? Caitlin Clark isn't just another rookie, she's a game changer for the WNBA. We're talking about a $50 million investment in charter flights over the next 2 years.
You want me to just say I told you so, or are you willing to say, Stephen A, you did tell us? Really? Caitlin Clark is the golden goose.
That's not just an upgrade, it's a whole new ball game for the league. But Clark's impact goes way beyond fancy travel. She's bringing in new fans, new energy, and a whole lot of attention. The WNBA is about to get a makeover, and Clark's the face of it all. Here's the thing though, it's not just about how many threes she can sink or how many assists she can dish out. The real test for Clark is how she handles being the face of an entire league. Can she live up to the hype? Can she bring everyone along for the ride? One thing's for sure, the WNBA we knew, it's gone. Clark's here, and she's rewriting the whole playbook.